Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kellen's Coffee Talk. I'm Kellen Ann, and I'm your host. Today's show is sponsored by Blue Sky Video Productions. Blue Sky Video Productions is perfect for your video producing needs. Bruce produces this show, and I could not do this without him. And my other sponsor is Cards That Wow. And if you want to stand out with your clients and you want them to actually say wow when they open up the envelope, just send them one of my cards. You can contact me below. Today, I have an amazing, again, person who's agreed to be on my show. And I had a list of 17 things that just playing with the number 17, but it was so long that I would waste all our time speaking with Michael. So I am going to not do that list, but I will post it later so you can get my interesting facts. And right now I'd like to introduce the amazing team leader of Team 17, Michael Heppell.
Okay, sit up, sit forward. Cameras on, let's get ready. This is it, folks, this is the new reality.
I would say engagement has gone through the roof.
I mean, just think about how important that is now.
Oh, he's good.
He is so motivated. So
He's giving it all that. Giving it
I
all
know,
that.
right? I'm already excited. Oh my gosh. I am so excited that you are here with me and so honored. And I've been studying your videos and I've read 2 of your books, and that's all I could get through because I'm a slow reader. But you have so much wonderful information, and I don't know how I'm going to get it all in this show. So I think I want to begin with it's a quote of yours. Vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. So massive action equals massive results. And that's like pretty much the theme of Team 17, correct?
Yeah, but I have to point out that the first part isn't my quote. I think it's an ancient Chinese proverb. The second part is the important bit about just getting on and doing it. And you know, it's interesting, isn't it? I love this idea of massive action equals massive results, because it's amazing what we can get done as humans. You and I know how much you can get done in a short period of time, and we've been challenged to do new things in recent times. And people say to me, "I don't know how you managed to get so much done." And I always say, "Have you ever moved house? If you move house, you just see how much you can get done in the last few days before you move house. You can move mountains. So yes, you can get stuff done, no problem at all."
A lot of it is psychological, I think, especially with me. And then the way you break it down into the 17-minute sprints is phenomenal, because it makes something that is such a huge task like doable and accomplishable.
But let me tell you about 17-minute sprints. It's a simple idea, but I think often the best ideas are. And simply to say, you know, this is my 17-minute timer, and I'll just say, "Hey Siri, 17-minute countdown." And now everybody's Siris have set off and they're going to start doing 17-minute countdowns, which is fine. Switch mine off there. And then just whenever I feel myself putting things off, because I'm a procrastinator. I mean, I am so good at procrastination. You know, I have this little joke. I said I put the pro into procrastination because I'm so good at it. And I think when you decide that you're going to do something, when you decide you're going to take action, and then to say, okay, 17-minute sprint, go, and you just focus on that one thing for 17 minutes, you get masses done. And I'll do maybe 5 or 6 in a day. And sometimes it's a piece of admin that I need to do. I've just been setting up a new web page, and I thought, I'll do it later. And I thought, stop right now. So I just immediately went, "Hey Siri, 17-minute countdown." It took me 16 minutes to do what I wanted to do. And that meant I had an extra spare minute to get ready for our interview, Kellen.
Wow, that's amazing. So do you think of the 5 barriers that you talk about, is that the biggest for everybody, the procrastination?
I mean, I think everybody procrastinates at one level or another. So it's huge. And I think one of the things about procrastination is that it sneaks up on us. Nobody plans to procrastinate. Nobody sits down and thinks, you know what, I'm going to have a real good day of procrastination today. So we kind of, but at the end of a day, you can look back at it and go, oh my goodness, I've procrastinated today. So I created, tools and techniques for me, first of all, to make sure I got my finger out, that I would do things, and then I teach them to other people.
Oh, that's great. I just wrote down some of the other barriers. I don't know if you want to talk about those. Other people, and by that, do you mean like other people get into your head and make you think differently, or it changes your self-talk?
Well, I kind of think that if you get the right people around you, they are going to be the accelerator on everything. You do everything faster. You achieve things faster if you've got the right people around you. So when people say to me, do you use a coach? Of course I use a coach. Because when I work with a coach, I do things better. I do things faster. And when I surround myself with the right people, I do things better. I do things faster. And so, but it has to be the right people, because you can have a whole bunch of naysayers and negative folk, and they will slow you down. They will undoubtedly slow you down. So you kind of, I'm not one of these people that says just eliminate everybody out of your life. Just choose who you spend most of your time with. And if you have to spend some time with a negative person, do a 17-minute sprint at it and then move on.
Perfect advice. I am lucky enough to be in two wonderful groups now. My Megamind group, which I've talked to you a little bit about, and now I'm on Team 17, and I have an accountability group. And that is like the pinnacle of what you're talking about, is hanging around like-minded go-getters who have positive attitudes. I mean, thank you so much for putting something like that together.
Well, I did it because I had to. And the reason I had to was because I was a procrastinator on something which I claimed to do. I talk about myself being an author. I'm meant to be an author. Authors write books all the time. I hadn't written a new book for 7 years, and I started a group called Write That Book Masterclass. And I remember, Kellen, at the first big session we had 75 people on a big Zoom, and I'm teaching them all these tools and all these techniques and all these things. And I finished and I left and I walked into my kitchen. And Christine, my wonderful wife, she said, "What's wrong with you?" And she can tell straight away. I said, "You know what, sweetheart? I feel like a fake. I feel like a fake because I'm teaching people how to write a book and I'm not writing a book myself." And she said, "Well, get your finger out and do it." I said, "I am. I'm going to." So I set myself a target and I said I was going to write a book in 17 days. And that's how long it takes to write a book. And I wrote a book called 17. And not only did I write the book, I also pre-sold the book, because I wanted to show the group that you could pre-sell a book. And I printed 1,000 copies in hardback and sold them all in about 3 days, which was amazing. But that's the crazy. Interest, the spin, that was the thing. There was so many people who were interested in this idea of 17 and how we work 17 and how you use the team element and how you use the 17-minute sprints and how you haven't even got into 70% more or less or any of the other stuff. And so I thought, actually, let's see if there's interest in a group. So I asked my members, asked my colleagues online and people who are part of the stuff that I do, would you be interested in joining something called Team 17? And it was huge. The response was massive. So we thought, let's do it properly. So it's a membership group. We've currently got 80 members. We will go to cap it at 100 members. That's the idea. And I've never known a group of people like it. I mean, the positivity and the thing that everybody has in common with this group is everybody is in it to give something. There's nobody joining this group and going, "Hi, I'm here, come and buy stuff from me." Nobody does that. Everybody just goes in and goes, "Hi, how can I help you? How can I help you?" So now we've got 1 to the power of 80 people wanting to help, rather than one person trying to take something out. And suddenly when you have 80 people wanting to help you and support you, oh my goodness, people are moving mountains. I can't wait to see the next group of people who join in the next month or so and what they're going to achieve, because if it's anything like the first 80, it's going to be amazing.
Well, you said that you're going to be capping it at 200 or at 100. Yeah. So there's just a limited time for people to sign up. And I've actually shared a post with my group that you have a very nice offer for people. So I don't want to wait till the end. Let's talk about that now.
Well, yeah, I think it's a lot of the people who are watching this, they don't know me. They haven't got a clue who this Michael Heppell guy is in the UK. So it's a membership group, and it's £99 per month. But what I've said to you, Kellen, if you want, is if people want to come and join Team 17, so you can go to, I'll just share the, I can send it to you and then you can post it, I think.
Okay.
Basically, it's michaelheppell.com/team17, and you'll be taken to a page like this, and you can have a little look at it. There's a video, there's lots of information. You can see all the stuff. And then if you want to join, then you can get your first month for free. So just join the group, meet the people, see what you think. And honestly, at the end of it, if it's not for you, that's fine. I really think it's fine. Thank you for giving it a go. Download all the stuff. Watch all the films, and then just don't do month 2. That's fine. I don't mind if you get some benefit from it, but I don't think you will. I think what will happen is you'll join, and within a few days you'll start and see this community, and you'll see people who want to help and support, and you become part of an accountability group, and then we do the lives and we do the big Zoom trainings, and you'll go to Team 17 University where you'll learn stuff from me and from others, and I think that's the thing. So you go there, when you join, use the word wow. That's the word. The word is wow, and you will immediately get your first month for free. There won't be anything to pay, and then and come and join us. And if it's not for you, it's fine.
I love the action that it's created for me. I mean, within less than a day, I created my value statement. I had a sounding board for it. I put it on the 17 Facebook page, and got some comments and things like that, and then talk about MAP.
Yeah. So MAP is Massive Action Projects, and we've been teaching Massive Action Projects to individuals and organizations for 20 years now. And this is a system where if you've got something that you want to get over the line, and I talk about this a lot, getting something over the line, then you use this concept of a massive action project. And the beautiful thing with it doesn't, for somebody, a massive action project could be, redecorating those 2 rooms upstairs that you've been meaning to do for so long. For somebody else, it's starting a new business. For somebody else, it's finding a relationship. For somebody else, it's sorting out their finances once and for all. For somebody else, it's starting a new side hustle, a new product, or a new thing that they're going to do. And with Team 17, you work with a group of people to get that over the line, and it's not like they're watching you and going, "Come on, Kellen, man, get it done. Have you done it?" They're saying, "What do you need help with?" Or here's an idea. And we've got people who are writing books, who are starting new businesses, who are starting new ventures, who are changing the way they work, who are changing their health. It's so powerful, and once you get into the habit of it, you achieve something with a massive action project. Then you celebrate, and you've got to celebrate. And we're going to have some brilliant massive action celebrations and massive action parties on Team 17. And then when you eventually, do 2 or 3, we want people to be teaching others how to do massive action projects, because it's a life changer. It's a game changer.
No, it's amazing. And what I like about it also is that it's not just like what you said, it's not just to help you with your career or start a business. It's personal. You can work on your health. There's people working on their health. There's people working in their garden, it's amazing, the diversity of the projects.
And you know what, Kellen? I love the fact that, and I'm pleased you pointed that one out about, the guy who's doing his garden, because I know a little bit about the history with that. And that's one of those things that if you want to have a beautiful garden, you've got to get on and do it. You can't rely on anything else other than you going out and doing the work. But I also know the feeling that person is going to have when that garden is done. And the photographs, the before and after. And that will create energy in so many other parts of life as well.
Well, you talk about the life balance. There's the 8 portions of your life. And that fits perfectly into the map, because I have a chart that I swiped from your website. And I'm using that to help me with my map, because I'm doing the circle to find out what parts I need the work on, which are quite a few. I've got a lot of work to do, Michael.
Well, that's great, because this is it's not my technique at all. It's used by many people. It's called the Wheel of Life, and I've just adapted it, and I've given kind of my Michael Heppell version of it. But what's so interesting is when people do a Wheel of Life and they have that realization and they go, oh my goodness, I'm getting 8s and 9s here, but I'm getting 3s here. No wonder my life's a bumpy journey. If that's my wheel, it's not like this. It's like that. So you bump, bump, bump. Oh, it's going well. Oh, then bump, and then it's going well. So I say this is not about getting 10s. It's the Wheel of Life is not about getting 10 out of 10. It's about getting a balance. And you know what? You've got to find happier people who've got all 6s and 7s than people who've got a few 9s and 10s and then a few 3s and 4s. So that's the secret. It's not about getting 10s. And when you mix that with a massive action project, wow, what a difference that makes.
I don't have a wheel. I have a star. And it
Okay.
goes,
Well, you know, interesting. I wrote this book, which is called 5-Star Service, and in there, look, we've got. I'll show you this. This is great. We've got this is the service star, and the service star, if you've got a good one, looks like that. There's the service star. Yeah.
I'm more to the right.
Yeah. But that's what you're looking for with that one. But you don't want a Wheel of Life that looks like that. Oh no.
It's like a caveman that built a bad wheel.
Yeah. You have to start though.
So,
You have to
what
start.
else? Other things that I love, and this is in the How to Be Brilliant book, which I've actually listened to that one twice, is
Wow.
the circle of influence and the circle of concern. That was big for me. That was
Well,
huge.
this is Stephen Covey wrote.
Yeah.
You know, when he wrote the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, he talked about these two circles: the circle of influence and the circle of concern. And he managed to completely confuse people by it. I think it's really simple. It's really simple. Brainstorm all the crap in your circle of concern. Get it all written down. Write it on paper. Print it out. Write it on paper. Then only 3 things in your circle of influence. And that's the key. Circle of influence. A lot of people try and write 20 things in there. Just 3. And I challenge anybody not to be able to think of 3 things to put into a circle of influence. Things that you can control. And what you do then is you start to create a true will muscle. So there's these 2 muscles, a true will muscle and a false will muscle. And a true will muscle is, I say I'm going to do something and I will do it. I will see it through. A false will muscle says you says you're going to do it, but then something gets in the way and you don't do it. So you don't build any strength in that muscle. So you're better off, like, for example, I coached somebody a little while ago and they said to me, I have to stop eating bread because when I eat bread, I feel all bloated. It's not good for me, but I really love bread. So after this coaching session, Michael, I'm never going to eat bread ever again. I was like, shut up. Don't tell me that. That's an absolute load of crap. You love bread, but you're never going to eat it ever again. I said, I'll tell you what if we did this? What if for the next 4 weeks, you had 1 day a week without eating bread? Just 1 day. Could you do that? Oh, that would be easy. I said, really? Could it be easy? Can you do it? And they were like, yeah. Anyway, we got back together a month later. How did it go? Do you know what, Michael? It was really tough because one of those nights I went out for a night and they came along with this beautiful focaccia and it was warm and they had a bit of olive oil drizzled on it. And they said, and I was so close to going, oh, and I went, no, I can say no to that. I said, okay, now guess what your challenge is? Another month, 2 days a week. And then another month, 3 days a week. And then when we got to 4 days a week, she said, you know what? I don't want to do that. I like it too much, but I'm now doing 3 days a week. I said, okay, so here's your challenge. Just beat the week. Every so often, beat the week. If you can do 4 days, you've beat the week. If you do 3 days, the week has beat you. And she was like, right, now we're up for it. Game on. And that person, that was 10 years ago. And every time I see them now, she always says, I'm still beating the week. I beat the week with bread.
That must make you feel so wonderful that you've broken through the mindset. And I mean, I just drew a blank.
Sorry, I thought you'd gone mute. I thought I was going to be like, you're on mute.
That's it. Yeah, I was muted. Yeah. So tell me about one of your most inspiring stories of somebody that you coached.
Oh my God. I mean,
I know there's a bunch, but
do you know, it's those things. In the UK, I've coached some very, very well-known people. So TV presenters and people like that. But probably the one that got the quickest results was a soccer player, and he was playing for the reserves of a club in the UK. And 90 days later, we set a goal, and 90 days later, he was playing for England in the national squad.
Wow.
And it was one of those extraordinary things. And basically what he did was, it was all up there. I couldn't teach him how to play soccer at all. But what I could do was I could teach him how to change his mindset towards playing soccer. And I remember getting a friend of mine to help me, a guy called Richard Nugent. And Richard's worked with loads and loads of soccer players. And he said, Michael, my guess is this: he's probably trying to play the game up there and not what he's trained to do, which is to play it with his body. And we did this exercise to change it from up there to into his body and letting his body and his physiology change. And it was the most, I remember watching him thinking, wow, that's amazing. And off the back of that, I got a call about 2 years later. And it was this guy, and he'd been on one of my courses, and he wanted to become an agent. And he got in touch with me, and he said, Michael, I've got a client for you. So I said, yeah. He said, you did the work with a footballer. I was like, yeah. I said, well, England are about to do a training match, and they're going to be playing against Jamaica. And we're really excited about it. It's a warm-up game, and we need your help. And I thought I was getting the call-up from the England squad. And it wasn't. It was a call-up from the Jamaican football squad to help them to play against England in a warm-up game. And that was great fun. I love doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Those guys were really cool. They used to have these massive sound systems. And when they were training, they used to be playing out this like really full-on reggae music and stuff. It was mad. It was great.
I bet that was wonderful. So you are a proponent of visual training. I know there was a study, and I may have read it in your book. I read a lot of books over the past few weeks, but
Okay.
there was a study group where they had one group, they practiced an extra hour a day. The next group, they visualized an hour a day. That's yours, right?
Yeah, we talk about that. It was a UCLA study.
That's it.
And it was about basketball players.
Yes.
And it was interesting that the ones that visualized scoring the basket, it wasn't the fact that they improved, it was the fact that their improvement stayed. And the researchers kind of worked out later on that what actually happened was it wasn't the fact that they were practicing in their heads. It was when you practice in your head, you never miss. So you kind of mentally rehearse success. Now, since I wrote that, I've changed my mind a little bit, and I think you should always be prepared for failure as well. And this is kind of working with the soccer players taught me this. But it's like, it goes wrong, what do you do about it? Because life isn't peachy. Life isn't that you're going to score every basket that you throw. But you can get things wrong. How do you recover really, really quickly? So I have this expression that I'll say, I never have a bad day. And people go, really? You never have a bad day? I said, never. I never, ever have a bad day. I might have a bad half an hour, but I'm not going to have a bad day. And I practice doing something called a state change, where I change my language, focus, and physiology, change those three things, and I change my state. And I have a word, and my word with my language is yes. And my focus, I've got a picture of my family where I look straight at, and I think I'm doing it for you. And then my physiology, I stand up and I do this with my arms a little bit. So if I'm having a bad day or something's gone wrong or technically wrong, you'll see me. I'll stand up and I'll start going, yes, yes, yes. And then after that, especially my wife's in the office next door, she thinks, oh my goodness, he's about to do something. I hope there's nobody else in there with him. And it's amazing. It just feels better instantly.
We kind of like pushed it out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Okay, so I got a couple more things. The interviews that you're doing, the 17-minute interviews, there's been 4 of them so far, and they have just been, just changing the way I think completely. And so how do you pick the person that you're going to interview?
Oh, do you know what a great question. So this is part of Team 17. We have 17 minutes with. And I find people who've inspired me, who the ones that if I get a chance to meet them for dinner or something like that, I want to spend time with them. And so we've recorded 10. I'm recording 6 more in November, and I've had 2 confirmations this week. I'm going to share with you who they are because they are both amazing. So one guy is called Neil Malarkey, and you probably won't. A lot of these people you won't have heard of, but it's what they've done. That's the thing. Neil Malarkey was one of the people who invented improvised comedy. So you know the improv comedy stuff, the Comedy Store players. So he worked with a guy to develop this stuff who you might have heard of called Mike Myers.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they were the two that started doing the improv stuff, and then they ended up at the Edinburgh Fringe in the late 70s, early 80s, and he now uses improv as a way to help people communicate in business. And it's all about giving. People say, how do you think of something to say when you're doing improv? And Neil says, it's not about you thinking about something, it's about you giving the other person a line, a feed in. So we've got him. He's amazing. And then the other one that I've just had confirmed this morning is a lady called Irene Dorner. Irene was a banker, and she was head of HSBC for North America, and was described as the most powerful woman in banking in the world. And when she took over that job, the person who'd been in the job beforehand had let the whole thing go to shit. And there was a massive government investigation into HSBC about money laundering. And Irene had to stand up in front of the US government and be questioned. It was on TV. You can see it on TV. And she doesn't once say, well, I wasn't there. It wasn't my fault. She takes full ownership and responsibility for somebody else's actions. And what people don't know is at the same time she was having treatment for cancer. Wow. And she never once apologized for it. She's remarkable. She's now she's on the main board of Rolls-Royce now. She's the chair of Taylor Wimpey, one of the biggest builders in the UK. She's extraordinary, and she is massively into equality. She is massively into making sure that we don't have gender bias. She's massive into she's just the most amazing person you could ever want to meet. And I asked if she would do 17, and she's in the book actually. And she was like, yeah, of course I will. I was like, I was a little bit worried about asking. She was like, yeah, no problem. I'm happy to do that. So that's another one. And then there's a bunch of other people. I mean, some of the ones that are coming up are, I can't believe it. They're amazing. And we're getting a few more Americans. A few more people from the US and Canada are going to be joining us as well. Nice. So that's great.
Nice. Well, you heard it here, folks. Okay, so Bruce, I'm kind of throwing this on you right now, but your format of your show, Michael, or your lives, is you kind of go through the comments. So we've got some time. Do you mind going through and seeing if anybody has any questions for you?
Yeah, if there's any questions, let's do it. Or any comments.
So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Kira, my lovely friend Kira, in 17-minute sprints, love it. The most difficult part is training myself to say no during those 17 minutes.
That is such a good point, because it's no point in doing a 17-minute sprint and then getting distracted halfway through and going off and doing something else. You've got to make sure you're going to go with it. Dan, 99 quid a month. He's using British money there. 99 quid a month. That's a deal. Seriously, I'm in this group, and if it's a powerful combination of people, positive energy is off the charts. It's true. It's honestly, I've done some things like this before. I've been involved with some groups. I've never known anything like Team 17. It's unbelievable. And Dan does these walks where you may have seen them. He just takes his mask off while he's walking down the road, has a chat, then pops his mask back on at the end, and it's like, wow, what did I just get in those 5 minutes there? But that's it. He's not asking for anything back. It's just share. Superb.
Okay, let's see. Oh, good, Michelle, my belle. She signed up.
Yay!
We're gonna love Michelle. Can she be in my accountability group? I want her in my group.
Do you know we do a randomizer to get people into the groups, and it's one of those things that.
Kara joined too.
We really do. Look, if you're joining, one of the things that you'll be asked to do as soon as you join is to join the Facebook group. Don't hang around. Get in the Facebook group straight away. Introduce yourself. We'll get you into an accountability group, and there will be somebody who will be assigned to you to look after you. So, but the group's only been going for 4 weeks. I mean, it's not like we've been around for years. It's only 4 weeks. But we know what it's like. If you go to a new school, you get somebody who looks after you when you're at that school. So somebody will be assigned to you to look after you to make sure that you're going to be okay and introduce you to the group.
Yeah, I think you assigned 2 people to look after me because I'm a handful.
Yeah. But look, Kellen, I know you're asking me questions, but can I just say a couple of things about you? First of all, you're effectively the other side of the world, and this was only set up about 10 days ago, and in the post a few days ago, I got this. Look at this. Cards That Wow. I got that. But not only that, I got this pack. This beautiful pack of Team 17. You need to take them out. Do you know, I kind of feel...
Here, wait.
I don't want to open it. Shall I open it now, live? I'll take one out. Let's have a look.
I have them right here.
Be so careful with them, because they are... Look at this. Look at this. I mean, look at that. That is proper. It's sparkle. It's 3D. It's amazing. So I'm using these to say thank you to the special people who are part of Team 17. But it's brilliant. And you know what? I love the fact that at a time when it would be so easy to throw a towel in, to give up, Kellen's inspiring people to say, let's step up. Let's do something different. Let's adapt. Let's change. And this business is going to be huge. You're going to end up with a factory in China and a big production system.
Oh, no.
Because you certainly can't, you won't be able to keep up with the amount of orders that you're going to be getting for your cards.
That's why they're so special, because they're made with love.
Yeah, well, look, you'll be made with love in Bhutan.
Well, thank you so much for that. Okay, who else? It looks like Kara joined, so that's cool. Oh, yeah, George. The 3 of us are pretty crazy.
George is brilliant as well. I mean, George is one of those people who, you know, what a person to have in the group. And again, that resource that he gives, he just shares all the time. Share. I'm having a little look here. Let's see if, let's make sure that we get you guys. We need more people from over in the US and Canada.
Is George in the nerd herd?
I don't. The nerd. I mean, this is a typical thing. By the way, somebody, Tim Lord, how do we sign up? Just jumped on. So Michael Heppell, my name, .com, Team 17, Tim.
A link.
Yeah, Team 17. And then you can go there and use the code WOW and you get your first month free. There we go.
Hey, Tim, it's in the Megamind. I think George posted it in our Megamind Facebook page, too.
Okay. But look, the nerd herd, this is just a typical thing. People have technical challenges all the time with stuff. So we've got a guy in the group who, when we started, he said, I'm going to start something called the nerd herd. Is that all right? And if anyone has a technical problem, just let me know and I'll see if I can help, or I'll make a video for you. And he's doing this. And it's like, people, how do you get spreadsheets to do, pivot tables to do that? I'll just make a video for you, post it up on the group, and what about this? And I'm having a problem with that. Have you thought about this? Or people working out how to do Zoom stuff. Here's a little tip that you can do with Zoom. And it's like brilliant stuff. And they call it the nerd herd. I love it.
Why? Where was he when I couldn't get my printer to print for 2 days?
Have you switched it off and on again?
Okay, let's see. Maryland, Dan. I'm just kind of going through. You're going to love Michelle. You're going to love Kara.
Maryland.
We call ourselves the Mega Babes.
I like the Mega Babes already.
Let's see, George Henderson and I both live in Maryland. I think Maryland leads the U.S. states in 17. How many Californians do we have?
You.
Who?
I think.
I
don't kind of look at where people come from. I look at what people do. That's what I'm interested in.
So, well, we're past our half hour, which is normally what we do here. Is there anything else, any kind of message, anything you want to leave everybody here with? I mean, I could talk to you for hours. Seriously.
Well, do you know, I think the thing is that you're you're putting it out there. You're doing the coffee talk, and I think we need to be supporting the people who are putting it out there and tell other people about what Kellen's doing. That would be a good message. Have a look at individuals who are working hard to make a difference by putting something out there, and leave comments on people's posts. I think we're in this world where we just click on like, and it becomes a little bit too easy. And I've decided I'm not doing that anymore. So now what I do is I'm gonna like some stuff, yeah, but I'm gonna do as many comments and tell people. And it takes a little bit longer, and it's a bit more effort, and it's a bit more energy. But when you're the person who's putting it out there, who's made an effort, who's even just done a nice photograph and bothered to share it with a group, tell them. Tell them thank you. Tell them that you like it. Tell them that you're enjoying what they're doing, because it lifts the heart of the individual that did it, that put it out there. So yeah, let's do that more often.
So Eric Bam, who's our fearless leader in Megamind, and I'm going to totally mess this up, but he talks about when people, like, your post is like a billboard, and if somebody likes it, I know I'm messing this up, but it's like you don't do anything, you're just walking past it, and you're missing a handshake, you're missing a connection with somebody. So what you said is powerful, and it really does a lot of good too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's putting it out there. And we do need to put it out there a little bit more, because it can be, it's hard. It's very hard, for people at the moment. And it's going to get harder. It's no doubt about it. It's tough now. It gets harder. But if you're going to be in a scrap, do you use that expression, a scrap, a fight?
I will now.
Yeah, so we use this expression in the UK. If you're on a scrap, you want to be surrounded by people who are going to be there for you. And that's what I think this is about. It's about us saying we're there for each other. And before things get really bad, we're already saying that we support each other. We're already demonstrating that we support each other. We're already doing the nice things for each other. And then when we have a wobble, and we'll all have a wobble. I've had a couple of wobbles during the whole COVID thing. When this first started, all I did for the first 6 weeks was I sat here and I set up a group called How to Be Brilliant, and I just was on it all the time, helping other people. And I forgot to fit my own mask first. The classic thing about, what's the message? If the altitude drops or air pressure drops, masks will fall, fit your own first. I didn't. I was so busy just like that. And then I had this wobble, and I put online, I'm really sorry, I'm going to have a little bit of time off. I'm having a wobble. I've never known anything like it. I literally had 1,000 people get in touch and say, Michael, you're going to be all right. Thank you so much. Let us take some pressure. Never known anything like it. So, yeah, let's put it out there, because there will be a time when you'll need it as well.
Exactly. That was the whole beginning of this coffee talk show. It started out as a Zoom meeting with 4 people who I said, let's meet and help each other. And now look where we are. I have Michael Heppell on my show. This is amazing.
Kellen says a question just that popped up there from Charles Coachman. It says, Michael Heppell is the word over his left shoulder. Bless him.
That's it. You are brilliant.
Do you know our next
Charles
neighbor?
Is from California too.
Yeah, all right. Hello, Charles. And Charles, one of the brilliant things that was made for me by our next door neighbor's son. And he's a lovely guy. He's really, really bright. And for his birthday, he got a 3D printer.
Oh, cool.
And one of the very first things that he made was a sign for me that said brilliant. What a great kid. What a lovely kid. And what testament to his parents that said, make something for Michael. He said, I want to make something for Michael. Do you think you'd like a sign that says brilliant? And he made that.
And he presented to me in your friendship.
It was just phenomenal. What a great kid.
Well, we went over, but I don't care. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This has been so much fun, Michael. I appreciate your time. We will see you next week, and same place, same time. I hope everybody has a fabulous day. And Michael, be brilliant.
Thank you very much, Kellen. You are brilliant. We're all brilliant. Yay!
Woo!